We will finish with a look at Chelsea. And as per usual, we'll just have a quick look at what they've done in terms of their most recent fixtures and results and all the rest of it. So we'll just get that up real quick so everyone can have a quick look at it. And you can see there, the most recent one is they had a home win against Benfica in the Champions League. That was yesterday. They had a reversal at home to Brighton at the weekend, 3-1. Not many people would be too impressed by that. A 2-0 away win at Lincoln City in the EFL Cup. A 2-1 defeat by Manchester United, which I actually saw that game live, and it was a strange game of football. They got beat 3-1 by Bayern in the Champions League before that, a 2-2 with Brentford. And the last win they had was 2-0 over Fulham back on the 30th of August. Not what you'd call a fantastic showing so far this season. In terms of the table, you can see there, you're scrolling down to 8th position to see where they are. And if we go back again to the results that they've had and have a look at their most recent team, the team they put out against Benfica last night, just to see if this is an indicator for us. Like, nobody can argue, Jan. They have a wonderful squad. So they've got Sanchez in goal at the minute, Gusto and Cucurella at fullbacks, Chalaba and Badiashile at centre half with Fernandes and Caicedo, a hell of a pairing in midfield. Buonanotte, Garnacho and Neto behind George up front. And from their bench, they can call on the likes of Jamie Gittins, João Pedro, Reece James, Estevao, Jorgensen, Jorel Hato, Romeo Lavia, remember him, and several others. So, I mean, we get back to it, Jan. This is going to be a hell of a test for the Reds at the weekend. We can't actually downplay it. It's such a big deal, this game, that I'm wondering, is caution the watchword here, or can this particular group of players even do caution? And would you recommend it? Maybe should we go for it? What's your assessment of Chelsea and the threat that they pose to us?
So at the moment, they're not having a great time, Chelsea. And also red cards have been a big part of their story, hasn't it? You know, red card against Benfica, red card against Brighton, red card against Manchester United. So that's been a bit of an issue. And I always think that unlucky with red cards or 2 yellows or whatever, but I also think it's something to do with the coaching and the discipline within the squad. You know what I mean? Get your head together, lads, and behave, and don't get yourself into silly situations. So, not a great time for Chelsea. And had they probably played most other clubs, there might have been a bit of a bad atmosphere at some point. Because it's Liverpool, they'll get behind their team, won't they? And there'll be an understanding that there'll be difficult times during the game or whatever, and they'll support them. But I do think that when I look at them and I go, I've never been convinced by the goalkeeper. Chalobah, who played against Benfica, he's suspended. So I don't know who they play as a centre half. I probably think that Reece James might come in. They haven't got anyone who is an out nine, with Delap being injured, and João Pedro, who came on against Benfica and then got sent off. He's not really a number 9, he's best as a 10. But they do have ability. You mentioned the two in midfield, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, two really, really good players. It'll be interesting to see what he does on the flanks, whether he goes with pace. And I think he probably will go with pace, whether that's Garnacho again, but certainly Pedro Neto and whatever. So they've got some real ability. Yeah. It can't be anything other than a really, really, really difficult game. But of course, it would be a real disappointment if we were to lose. It's all very good going. We've got 3 away games in a week, but that's not a reason to just go, we're going to lose all 3 of them. You know what I mean? We need to get the show back on the road here, but it will be tricky, but we need to get after them, Trevor, because the weakness is at the back. Whoever they decide to play as the centre half, possibly alongside Badiashile, that's not a great setup there, and so I think we need to get after them.
So in order to do that, you basically what you're saying is we can't afford to be cautious. Would the one sort of accommodation you'd make towards caution or steadying the ship be what you were suggesting, maybe the more experienced fullbacks plus the return of the old midfield, and he can do whatever he likes then up top? Whether that does include Florian Wirtz from the left or Florian Wirtz stepping out for this one, would that be your compromise for this game?
Well, I don't know about Hugo Ekitike. Was it cramp or was it a hamstring? Is he going to be available or not? Do you know any more than me, Trevor?
Just the latest was cramp, but I didn't like what Arne Slot said in his presser. It didn't sound like cramp what he was saying there, but the word on the street is that it is cramp. I don't know.
I actually think we desperately need him available. Because he would be the one to hurt them. So Florian Wirtz, I'm looking, Trevor, and I'm thinking, where does he get to influence a game at Stamford Bridge? Against Fernandes and Caicedo? Or playing off the left against Reece James? Possibly not. So I've seen Chelsea. They're young. I wouldn't say they're young and inexperienced, but young, which sometimes makes them make silly decisions. I've seen him play some ridiculously open games. You know, when you get to like that point after 70 minutes and the game opens up and whatever. That's where I'm thinking maybe that's the sign of Florian Wirtz, isn't it? I'm not convinced that the time is for him to start this game. So I just can't see where do you pop up? Where does he pop up and influence the game? Because in these areas where he's got to be playing, they're going to be strong.
Just finished with a question from Mr. 365 boy there. He wonders, do you see, we kind of touched on it before, but do you see a room for Ekitike and Isak in the same team, or at least even for part of a game?
I don't think that was the plan when we bought them, but I do think due to what's happened and Cody Gakpo being a part of it, and also Luis Diaz going, and I can't quite work out where Chiesa fits into it all. I think we'll see the children play a lot of minutes together in various formations. You know, even where we're going to go with two up front. I think the children are going to play a lot of games together. I think Ekitike already now has almost put him in that position where is he available? Well, he has to play. And then Alexander Isak, well, you know, the fitter he gets a shot when he has to play. So I think we'll see the children play a lot of minutes together. That wouldn't surprise me. I'm not suggesting they're going to start every game together, but late on in games, after an hour, I don't think he'd be bothered if he has one of them on the bench to put him on and play the two of them together in some kind of formation. I think they'll play a lot of games together.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I kind of look forward to it actively. We will probably take a break for next week where the international break kicks in, and we'll return the week after. But before we go, as ever, Jan, got to get a prediction from you for how you think the Chelsea game will go.
I've had a little bit of a nightmare with my predictions on each other. Well, actually, I'm blaming the players.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it's their fault, isn't it? You know. But get the games won, lads. It can't be that difficult, can it? So the big surprise at Galatasaray away was that we didn't score. You know, how often do we leave the pitch without scoring? And that was the first thing I said in the studio. I went, I can't believe Liverpool came without scoring. I don't know what the stats are in terms of scoring or not scoring, but we normally score. This one. Whoa, Trevor, this one is a difficult one, isn't it? I'm going to go Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1.
I kind of had a feeling you might. I wonder would Arne take it if he offered to him as a steadier before we go into this international break. We'll see. Jan, as ever, man, thanks for all the detailed answers and opinions. We very much appreciate it.
No problem, Trevor. I've enjoyed it yet again, and it's a different conversation we've had tonight because of the way of recent events.
Yeah, they've put it up to us, challenged us a little bit in how we approach it. But like I said to you, Jan and I will be back with you week after next as we get diving back into the run of fixtures towards Christmas. You can be sure that you can follow along here with Jan and I. Thanks to Jan as ever. I've been Trev. Talk to you next week.